So final thing I would say, Nick Fuentes thinks that Hitler was cool, but I do remind him Hitler ultimately lost and had to shoot himself. So Nick Fuentes should understand that he thinks he's on a winner, but ultimately he discovered he isn't.
Well, you're nicer than me. I'd say follow your leader.
Right.
Wow. Wow. Is this allowed now? Like, has the oppression finally been lifted? If I go to the BBC, would I also be allowed to wish death upon leftist political commentators? Like, is this a thing they do in the UK? I thought that Britain is a civilized nation. I thought that they have safetyism over there. You know, that they make people safe. They don't allow people to say these types of words. Now, of course, you know, she didn't actually say what she meant, but if I go to the BBC, can I say, well, this person is a communist, and they appreciate Salvador Allende, you know, the strong man that was trying to stand against Pinochet, and eventually, guess what happened to him? You know, the reason that I have an issue with it is, first of all, I know that Nick Fuentes doesn't do anything illegal. Like, last time I checked, homosexuality is allowed by the law. So the man is just a political commentator, right? And so I want to play a game. I want to get one of his fans, probably like Ash Sarkar, because apparently, like, she watches him more than I do and more than all of my friends do. So she's experienced with him. And we can do it like this. She can tell me some of the worst things that Nick Fuentes has said. And in exchange, I will say one of the worst things that Hassan Piker has said. Or one of the worst things that Destiny has said. Or one of the worst things that Ash Sarkar has said. Let's play it like that. Because I want to make a comparison, you know, between the far left and the far right. And let's see who runs first out of worst things. Because I have a feeling that for the last decade or so, I have managed to secure more than a mountain of nasty shit that the left has said. And it's also like this maddening ass hurt that they have with the man. Did you notice that? Like, they are so butthurt over Nick Fuentes. And I'm wondering, okay, like, let's say Nick Fuentes stops streaming tomorrow. What happens when the other guy comes around? Like, this is leftist brain rot. They genuinely think that Nick Fuentes is like the snake cock hypnotizing Mowgli. And if you get rid of the snake, like, Mowgli just snaps out of it. No, the reality is Nick Fuentes is popular because people watch him. And if Nick Fuentes wasn't there, those people would just nominate someone else to watch. And trust me, Nick Fuentes is pretty milquetoast compared to what else is out there. Like, I don't know if Ash Sarkar has seen the anime Nazis. Like, oh boy. The anime Nazis, and they actually have aesthetics on their side. The reason that this annoys me so much is the unfair and unjust and cruel world that Britain is creating for the rest of us. You see, there was a time when the internet was actually free. And everyone could go and say whatever they wanted, as long as they followed the rules from whatever forum they were on. And usually the rules were, don't impersonate moderators, don't be an asshole. But other than that, you could literally say whatever the fuck you wanted. Just whatever the fuck you wanted. So much so that some of the most batshit, crazy, insane people that humanity has produced ended up on the internet. And they call themselves feminists. And they believe that they're living in a patriarchy. And they believe that 1 out of 3 women are getting raped. And so I want you to imagine just how many men would there be required to fulfill that demand? Like, if the statistic is 1 out of 3 women, how many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of men do you need in order to fill that quota? Like, it's fucking insane, right? But that was what it was all about. It was creating hatred between men and women. And you had like hashtags trending, hashtag yes all men, and laws that went against manspreading, and like the entire society just turned on men. And obviously on a free internet, they were told to fuck off. People notice that they're there to cause division. People notice that they're there to spread bullshit. And they were there, you know, asking for diversity, inclusivity, and it's good for business. Like, companies should become more diverse because It's actually good for business. And people were telling them, like, no, you're retarded. What the fuck are you on about? Like, what's good for business is having common sense and knowing your market. Is that what you're saying? And so they got pushed out of the normal internet. And when that happened, they went crying and complaining. And what they wanted was trust and safety. And so they got people from the UK government. They got people like Jess Phillips to start campaigns called Reclaiming Our Internet. And they put pressure on activists, and they use their NGOs, and they crack down on social media. And then you have like all of these terms of service popping up, which are extremely vague and extremely one-sided. And so their hatred, when they would go around and talk about the cisgender man and the patriarchy, would be allowed. But if you contradicted Ms. Sarkar, well, that was misogyny. See, you're not contradicting her being a communist or her ideology, you're contradicting her being a woman. And so they use these terms of service in order to completely destroy that opposition. And one of the things that really stuck for some reason was death threats. You see, when I was a kid, I would play on Xbox and I would play online. And the KYS was an insult. It was kind of like telling someone, go to hell. Like, you don't really think about it, right? You don't actually think that the person will actually go to hell, but it's an insult. Like, you're saying to someone that you're annoyed with. But the feminists, they said that, no, if you actually say to someone to kill themselves, it's a death threat. Even if you're a guy from Brazil and you're using Twitter and you're telling it to some twat in Romania, it counts. And companies went wild with this because they viewed it as a safety issue. It's like, oh, we can get sued. Like, if someone actually does end up committing suicide, then it's on us. And they went scorched earth with this shit. So much so that it created an alternative vocabulary on social media. And you had quartering saying unalive or deleting themselves, self-delete. Like, you would talk about a news article where a person committed suicide and you literally couldn't say it. And you had to use all these euphemisms and all of this bullshit, right? In order just to be able to get the point across, we had to play this children's game. And we couldn't just talk like adults because, well, we're online and the feminists managed to get their trust and safety in order to oppress everyone. But I see now that the oppression is lifted, right? Like, if the BBC is showing us that, no, actually, you can now make the insinuation as long as you're tying it to some historical equivalent. Is that how it works, BBC? Like, is it fine now? I mean, I did see Hassan Piker, right? Like, issuing death threats to American senators, and he was fine. And I'm just wondering, like, has culture shifted? Is now acceptable again? It's not that I want to do it, but, like, maybe one day I will. Maybe one day, some cheeky little shit that annoys me so much that I want to do the unthinkable and threaten him over the internet. And I just want to know, is it acceptable with the TOS or not? Like, do I have to threaten him over the phone? Do I gotta pick the phone and call him on WhatsApp and threaten him there? Oh, probably not on WhatsApp either, right? Because, like, that's also social media. Like, have a direct call. Like, get grandma's phone, the rotary phone, right? And just call him over a landline to do it. Like, is that fine? Still, really interesting. Like, the level of assert that is happening with the left. And the fascinating thing is the more they talk about Fuentes, the more popular he gets. Because the way they're describing him, it's like he's El Demonio. And people that would then go and watch him is like, well, where's the problem? Because